Mixed Feelings is a collaborative project between two prolific, highly respected producers in the modern lo-fi scene. No Spirit, who's from Russia, and Satire from Portugal. Shout out to Portugal. I'm actually yeah, this is a Portuguese wine that I've been drinking actually. I got a case a couple weeks ago and they gave me a variety of different stuff on that joint. Um but yeah, these are actual real people. It's lo-fi and it's actually real people producing this joint. True to its title, the album doesn't dwell on a single emotion, but instead it takes the listener on a nuanced journey through a spectrum of sound and feelings. There's melancholic introspection, uh, all the way to warm nostalgia, and it's all lo-fi, so it still has a serene ethos to it, a mindfulness to it. No Spirit is known for building these atmospheric kind of projects that are good for like late night, neon light kind of loungy type of tracks, while Satire brings in a little bit more jazz sensibility, right? Makes it a little bit more lively, but it's very layered, it's very smooth, and the instrumentation and the subtle arrangements just make it feel like like it's all happening live, right? Just love the way that they collaborate together on this thing. Both artists are products of the online beat making community. You know, they are the types that were on the original these Spotify playlists when they were actually making playlists from real people and doing stuff on YouTube. Their solo work has always carried this emotional depth, but when they collaborate on this thing, it's a whole different level. They don't just make beats; they make these miniature worlds, these atmospheres that they invite you into, and it is all consuming and it's all embracing. It feels like you're just being hugged by the sound. The mixes are um are seamless. You know, for coming from two different angles at this thing to come together. It's polished, it's thoughtful, it's effortlessly cohesive. So as I'm listening to this thing, and it's like very there's a lot of unique things that are happening sonically that you can feel the difference between what this being thrown at us with like AI and like having the human touch. You know, the live instrumentation is mixed in throughout. I think I forgot which one of these dudes is one of them is a multi instrumentalist, right? So we had one of these artists last week, and it's you're playing a bunch of different instruments. And you can create your own samples. When you do this sort of thing, the guitar riffs and keyboard runs, they add this warm and human touch to the whole thing. But there's still, of course, going to be the you can hear the electronic uh, synths and electronic influences still layered in there because it is very modern in that regard. There's this texturing that you get, this layered textures that happen throughout this whole thing, and you get these subtle percussion riffs, the ambient tones and the background noise all add to the vibe and the atmosphere that they're creating throughout this thing. Like there'll be some tracks you're listening to, and there's like, oh, it's like in the cafe. It's like they recorded it in a cafe. The conversations and the crowd noise in the back is happening very subtly, but it builds into this universe. You can actually get lost into it, thinking that you're like at a coffee shop, in the corner of like France, right, and some like corner somewhere in a Parisian restaurant. Um, there's other times where they use sounds from the beach, right, and as you hear the waves crashing, you kind of hear a little bit. Maybe is it the seagulls? I think I hear some seagulls. It's happening. Did I say seagulls funny? Seagulls? Steven Seagal? Seagal? Is it Seagal? Seagulls? I think it's seagulls. Right? We're gonna go with that. These things are lectured. These things are textured. Hear the the vinyl cracks that are happening, the imperfections in that gives it that real that earthy and like as if like it's in your basement that you're listening to this and they're like this DJ like put this on just for you. And you listen to like AM radio and like you got these two DJs that are just like, you know, it's not quite quiet storm because some of it can get a little bit lively and some of these beats just like go a little too hard. So it's not quite quiet storm, but somehow it still manages to be easy listening. Um and with the way like I said they did the production with adding all these sounds from like the atmosphere and like the coffee shops and the beach, it gives it this like 3D experience. So it's they do a good job at balancing the mood on this whole thing. You start from where this sunny uplifting kind of sound towards the beginning of the album all the way to like where it becomes like moody and reflective. So it runs the gamut. It is truly an emotional arc, but all of it is good vibes only, like the second track on this thing. Yep, the second track on this thing is good vibes only. This thing is it opens up with this jazzy keys. It's the heartbeat kick drum that happens throughout. There's this playful bounciness that's happening. It's not the opening track, but it's a welcoming track that kind of like introduces you to um the album, kind of like an on ramp. It works out perfectly. Casanova is the next one up. This one is Cloud like. This is drifting. There's like a dueling piano, Spanish guitar thing that's happening. It's almost like a duet, really, between the two, and it just floats in this bouncy atmosphere. One of my other favorites is Let Go. This is a little bit further down. This joint is 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Some of these could have really gone a little bit longer, but I mean, overall, the project is how long is this thing? The project is 12 tracks, and really, when it's lo-fi, you could really let that thing loop a little bit longer. So I would have hoped for
This is
the tracks,
culturally
but like
appropriate.
the
This is
thing again with
culturally
lo-fi is you could put this
appropriate.
thing, you could put the entire album on repeat, and like yeah, it's 32 minutes, but you listen to it back to back to back a couple different times. You know what I mean? You got 3 hours worth of work there. And why I say worth of work is because that's how I tend to listen to my lo-fi. I'm at work, you know, or I have it on as background music. Um, they set the atmosphere for that. I feel like I can be productive, more productive with it being the music that I those hours, those working hours, the music that freaking sets me through that day, that sets me through that task, whatever that activity is that I'm trying to execute at the time. Both of these artists have built a foothold in the lo-fi community and the lo-fi those of us that enjoy lo-fi like that, and it's good to see that in the face of and I recommended that one book a while ago was damn what's it what was this thing called? It was a book about Spotify. I can't remember the title of the book at the time, but the algorithm they got like AI doing lo-fi now, and they got like AI doing all kinds of other genres and stuff, but like they found this to be their niche and where they could just like easily just like recreate or try to create their own original lo-fi music, and next thing you know you click a playlist and half of the songs are AI, so therefore artists aren't getting paid. Artists like a no spirit and satire, you know, that are actually here and they have to do things where now they have like live shows, and you can go to the YouTubes and find them making their thing live, so you could have like that appreciation if you're a person that like, you know, you want to see the craft remain you know, with the DNA, with that human spirit, creating in real time, even if it's not in real time, you know, but like you know that there's like a human touch to it because you can kind of tell the difference. I feel like I could tell the difference listening to AI. Um, a lot of AI produced lo-fi. They'll get you. They've gotten me a couple of times. They'll get you on that. So you gotta like, if you want to support the artist, like try to make I say please out there try to make a concerted effort to finding when you listen to lo-fi, finding real artists that are creating this stuff. It's becoming ubiquitous now, so it's hard to like differentiate. But just like click the extra button, look into the artist, you know what I mean, and see if they actually there's a human being behind that thing. Mixed feelings is elevated background music, so it's not just background music because the more you listen to it, um, there's subtle things that you pick up, you know. And this is how I picked up the sound of the waves, which is very much pronounced on this that track "Let Go," which I love that track. But there's a there's a track called "Infinite Wave," so I'm not sure why they went heavy on the wave crashing and beach sounds on "Let Go" than the track that's called Infinite Wave. So maybe they should have like swapped those titles there. Um, but throughout, they're building an atmosphere throughout the entire thing. So you're not missing out. Who am I to critique? Because I'm just an amateur music aficionado here, right? And they overall it's a well put together project from top to bottom, well curated, well sequenced, and it's I love to see the reflection of the elegance that comes from human made stuff to um giving it a modern touch, giving it a by the way, lo-fi is also great because in your workplaces sometimes they let some music fly, right? And this is universal, what they call it, work approved music, safe for work. That's what they call it, safe for work. So definitely check out the lo-fi. If you can control a radio somewhere, let that thing play through, you know what I mean? And people will start realizing that, yo, I think I fucks with lo-fi. I think it's a very underrated genre. And shout out to No Spirit and Sátyr for giving us another wonderful contribution to this thing. This shows us that chill hop can still surprise you. It can still evolve, and it can feel timeless because you'll be able to come back to this thing years to come.